Hello, friends. How are we today? Bear with me while I get set up. I am here right on time today. It is 4 o'clock. Hello to those of you watching. I'm going to give it another minute. Getting some love from some people. Thank you very much. And, hey, Kelly, how are you? Listen to my voice squeak. This is my social interaction for the day, guys. Or for the last 3-4 weeks. We have been doing Zentangles now. 3 weeks. I jumped off a little bit last week to do some botanical drawings. And I just wanted to, share some of those with you, just to give you a break and to see how you could utilize it. I'm touching my phone, sorry. And see how you could utilize it for your Zentangle. So here I started one. I believe the flowers were called Lizanthus. I'll tell you what. I cheated. I wrote it on the back of my thing. And one of the tangles I used was echoism. Lizanthus? Boy, it's been a long day and I've been pretty quiet. So anyway, I've kind of utilized that pattern to create my own Zentangle. And last week, I'll give you a little refresher before we start. Oh, I didn't do it in here. Well, darn. So these were some of our tangles that we learned last week. And there's another version of the bee light. Just another variation of it that you can do. And here we go. What we talked about last week. Kind of what I'm working on here too. So you have your tangle, which is this kind of leafy flux is what it's called. I like it. So I've been using it a lot. And we've done an aura around it. Actually, I did it ×2. And then what you can do is, you can add another tangle in there. Or then you can go on to create, a pattern in the background. And that's kind of what I've done here today. So that's what I've been working on. Just wanted to share with you that I have been working on these outside of class, as I hope you are. So make sure you share with me what you're doing. All right, we'll get started. Again, if you have a micron pen, by all means use it. If all you have is paper and a pencil, it sounds good. I'm actually going to sharpen my pencil real quick. My other one broke when I was getting ready. All I ask is that you don't do it on scrap paper, because then you'll be more inclined to throw it away instead of keeping it, and that's not what we want. So we're just going to do 2 tangles today. Kind of keep it short and sweet, and then I'm going to show you a couple other things. So as usual, get my bookmark out of the way there. We're going to start out, I'll do 2 on this page. I'm going to start out with our border, and I'm not going to give us any strings today. And just to refresh your memory, here are strings. You can break it up into any kind of pattern shape that you want. and do different tangles in there. But for our purposes right now, I'm not going to break it up. I'm just going to do one. So the one we're going to learn today is Florz. I apologize for my terrible handwriting. I'm an artist, thank goodness, with bad handwriting. But I'll take it. So we're going to draw lines at an angle. I'm coming from the bottom left and working my way up to the top right. So feel free to do the same. Or maybe you want to start this way. Work your way from left to right. Whatever you're comfortable with. There's kind of no right or wrong way with Zentangles, which is one thing I think that draws me to it so much. And let's get my notes here. You know, Zentangle is just the art of drawing structured patterns to create beautiful artwork. We like to say, you know, don't resort to an eraser, although I'm guilty of doing that. There are no mistakes when we're Zentangling. If you thought it was a mistake, maybe it's a foundation for something new. So that's a great way to look at it, and I think life. So to finish off Florz, this is a pretty easy one. We are essentially creating little diamonds. I'm kind of running my lines parallel. You don't have to. Hi, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. And then what you can do is you can go in and color them in. And again, I kind of like to run mine parallel. But you could also do this. No right or wrong way to do it. Hopefully you guys can see that. And I'll do it one more time. So you could make them a little bigger if you wanted. You can make them a little smaller. So this is Florz, kind of short and sweet. Some of them are easier than others, as you've seen me struggle with some, and you know, we go right through some other ones fairly quickly. And I think I'll quit there, although I could probably do something there. So that's Florz, short and sweet. And the next one I like is really simple too, but I'll show you how we can have some fun with that later on. How's everyone doing today? Good? The sun is shining, so that makes everything a lot nicer for me. I'm sitting in my bedroom and I'm looking out at my yard, and I can see trees and blue skies and clouds. And I can see that sun kind of peeking out. Makes everything a lot better. Okay, so what we're going to do, make sure I'm in my line of vision here. Draw your border for me. And I'm actually taking a drink of iced tea. Move that out of my way for fear of knocking it over. So, our next one we're going to learn, Onamato. And this is a fun one, I think. You can kind of give yourself a little curve line if you want. And then we're going to add some thickness to it. So you're going to run a line parallel to that. And you're going to come a little farther. Give yourself a nice space between your lines. Okay, so give yourself something like that. And then our next step is we're going to add some circles. Now keep these close, touching if you can. I'll stop mine right there. I'm going to go and finish to the left here. A little more challenging there. And then the next thing you can do is you can take little circles and fill in the gaps like I'm doing. I'll do a little one there. That's a bigger one. Again, there are no mistakes. We're just all having some fun. And the next thing they want you to do, get more people coming on. Welcome to Drink and Doodle with Jess. Although I'll say I'm pretty PG today. So what we can do is fill that thick line that we drew with smaller circles. Okay. I will go and do... As a matter of fact, I will not finish that one. I just want to show you something else you could do. So I'm going to go in. I'm going to give myself just another set in this same border here. So I'm going to give myself a circle there. I'm just creating another. Now you could fill up your whole space with these. I could go and do, more circles there and kind of make it continuous, but I'll show you that in another example. And again, you could go and add your designs here, and I would probably put another circle in there so you could fill in, with your little dots or your circles. But the one thing you could do, and we've done this before, is if you wanted to add some dimension to it, you could shade and kind of give yourself, I think I went a little too crazy there. And then I'm going to go real light. Now, I know some of us don't have a lot of drawing tools on hand. As a matter of fact, I got a really nice little kit from Amazon. And it came with Tortillion. So this is a great tool for shading. You can get in those little fine areas and blend. Okay, so if you wanted to give yourself a little bit of dimension, you could do that. Now, if you don't have a tool, that's okay. You don't need one. You could take, I just have I have a bunch of scraps of tissues laying around because this is what I keep doing for my drawing class that I'm doing. I'm just twisting, and then I kind of twist it over and try to get myself as much of a point as I can. And you could go in and do the same thing. It works just as good, and you can toss it whenever you're done. You can see the pencil marks on there. So if you don't have, anything artistic like that, that's the great thing about being an artist. I think you just learn to improvise and use things that we have around the house. I am grateful for Amazon because I use it a lot, and they deliver right to my door. So I've been building my art supply room and my books, my art books, which is kind of fun. So those are the two tangles that we're going to learn. And those are just different ways that you can, add some more depth to them. You do not have to do this. It's just an option for you. Just like everything else, different versions. So because I haven't done much actual drawing with you guys, I went in and laid out, a quick tangle in my sketchbook just as practice. Now, I have been showing you some stuff I've been working on, so that's one of the ones I've been working on. I will go in and color here just to make it pop a little bit. I gave myself a real light tangle in the background, and I want to make this dark border. Now, what I did do, I did the same thing at the bottom of the flower. Instead of drawing stems like we did last week, I just gave myself a thick line around it just so I could color that black too, and it still pops out and doesn't get lost. But I will go and color all of this in black, probably tonight. Hi, Anna. welcome to class. So I'll sit down and do that tonight, but I did want to share with you kind of some of my sketches that I started in hopes that you put some of these tangles together and start creating some designs if you haven't already. So the Onamato, I'm sorry about my phone. The Onamato that we just did, which is here, I am going to carry it over through my design here. So I just wanted to show you how you could do this now. You can kind of see I gave myself 3 rows. So there's 3 spaces there. And I'm going to make my circles fill in those gaps. So if they are getting a little bit bigger as we go, you can kind of see they're definitely not perfect. And that one was far from it. But I'm just kind of taking my time, okay? Going a little slower. As a matter of fact, I shouldn't have started like that either. See? You can erase if you want. But what I'm going to do, I do better if I start and work my way down. So I should have started at the top. And, you know, I hope that you guys find a way that you're comfortable drawing. See, I told you. But you know what? Kelly just told me no eraser. I know, Kelly, but I just can't help it. But you can see my eraser's been used pretty good. I hope you guys use this to relax. Believe it or not, sorry, Mom. I've been putting my speakerphone on when I'm talking to people, and I kind of doodle when I'm talking. Because then I feel like I'm at least doing something. Not that I don't mind talking to people, I certainly do, but I'm kind of accomplishing things as I talk. I guess that's what I'm trying to get at. So now that I have those drawn in, I'm going to go and add my circles in here as my fillers. As a matter of fact, I can fill in a couple more smaller ones there. Kelly, I'm still laughing at you. No eraser. Isn't that the fun of being an artist, though? I can break my own rules. I would think, anyway. I don't want to keep you on too long. Someone's laughing at me. I am a good rule breaker, and I don't always follow directions. But I would never tell my students that, so I hope none of them are watching. I follow directions when I have to, not when I'm doing my own artwork, though. All right, so I think I have this one filled in enough. There we go, I missed some. So something else fun you can do. And now I probably will go through this and draw on it with my micron pens. I actually got a new pack. I just don't know what I did with them. I'm so organized. I'm unorganized today. Oh, here we go. I did get a nice pack on Amazon. I'm very excited. They have the brush pen. And this one, let's see, this is a 5. It's a nice thickness, but this one has a 8, which I'm really looking forward to trying, because I like to use a lot of thick lines and thick outlines. So I think that would come in a little bit more handy for me. But here's what I do. Don't be afraid to move your paper. Whoops. See, now I can't erase that, Kelly. That's what I get for using my eraser. we're going to go through here. I'm going to highlight again. And I kind of carried this middle one out a little farther. I hear my dogs downstairs whining. They probably want dinner. Their clocks run on breakfast and dinner. So anyway, you know, what we could do here is fill in our circles. Looks much better when you do it in black and white. But if all you have is a pencil, that's fine too. So I will stop with that one. And the same thing with the flux here. I will outline and add some design to it like I usually do. I just really like this pattern. So I'll go through and do that. But the one thing that we can do, and I want to just share with you, we just did the Florz design too that you can see. So, you know, practice these new patterns, but don't forget, like, you can destruct and reconstruct. And what I mean by that is, you know, having a little bit of fun with the shapes that you put them in. This is, you know, certainly not in line with our perfect square that we have been practicing. Although you can see I did put a square there, but I'm kind of breaking. There we go, Kelly. I'm breaking my own rules. You know, I'm going off of that square pattern, and you don't always have to use a square as your pattern. You know, you can have a little bit of fun, experiment a little. And when I was talking about, you know, deconstructing and reconstructing, like for the floors that we did, maybe your lines aren't perfect. I mean, we had ours pretty parallel. I'm going to throw this one in quickly. Kind of rubbing it off with my hands. The one thing I can say about the Micron pens is that they're archival. They won't fade. You know, they're good museum quality. Good for scrapbooking, so you've probably seen them in the scrapbooking section if you're shopping. And, you know, if you want to do stuff like this and preserve it for a long time, you know, if you want to take these tangles that you're doing and frame them, which I plan on doing a little bit of. You know, Micron pens will be better because Sharpies, here, I'll show you what Sharpies will do. Here was something I did a long time ago, just playing around, and you can see how it bled through and it kind of changed colors. So that's why we don't want to use Sharpie for anything permanent, but we can certainly play and experiment with Sharpies. So I'm going to finish my little design here. We'll play a little bit. So now our other lines, you know, maybe they're not so perfect. I'm going to bring one more line up through there and carry that line through there. So now, you know, when I'm running my lines through here, it's a little more challenging than what I did before. But you're still using that pattern just a little differently than we played with before. But you can practice and experiment. I'll do one more here. You know, some of them are a little longer, some of them are a little more foreshortened, and that's okay. It's just about experimenting and pushing, you know, these patterns that you're learning. So then I'm going to go and color that in. Looks a little different than what we did next door. You can see part of it there, but that's okay. You know, it's your design, your patterns, and you can have a little bit of fun and experiment with them. So just make sure that your lines go through the corners of your triangles, that's all. Or squares. They're not triangles, diamonds. I think I meant diamonds. I might need more iced tea than, or more than just iced tea in my cup to get through the rest of the day, guys. There we go. So I encourage you to play and experiment. And I want to see what you're doing. Even if it's a real quick sketch. You know, one idea you could do are initials. You could do your initials, you know, on a sheet of paper and tangle them any way you'd like, just for practice. That's actually something that I wanted to play and experiment with, but I haven't done quite yet. So there we have it. You know, that's just a variation of Florz that we did. And, you know, this is just a kind of a work in progress, but it's in my sketchbook, so I'm not sure it will be a framer, but I'm going to keep working on it because it's fun to kind of play with these patterns and distort them a little bit. But in Zentangle world, you know, this would be called deconstructing, I guess, and reconstructing a pattern. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. Tomorrow, I'm not sure what I have on deck for tomorrow. 3 more patterns. And they look a little fun. We're going to have fun with those. So join me tomorrow at 4 o'clock. I am signing off, but if you have missed any lessons, feel free to jump on. We actually have a YouTube channel. It's Sama Art Online. We're offering professional teaching artist workshops via YouTube with Amy Roadman. We're doing a Waste Not Wednesday series, and you can get on and watch Amy and see how she recycles things around the house and makes watercolors. She made a homemade glue last week, and this week I believe we're doing marbled paper. So follow us on YouTube, but Sama Bedford, Sama Altoona, and Sama Ligonier are all offering various classes. Sama Ligonier has a photography course if you're interested. Sama Bedford's doing all kinds of art activities every day. They're going live at 1 o'clock. I don't remember what today is. I kind of forgot to tune in. I usually do. Sama Altoona, they're geared more towards kiddos, but I like to say anyone can join in. And I'm kind of working with adults because I want to, and I don't want to forget about those of us who are, you know, chilling at home, working from home, and need a little bit of time to be creative and relax. So anyway, tune in tomorrow. Thanks for joining in, everyone, and have a wonderful day.